Welcome to Engineering Skill Models. I'm Jason, your host, and I do models. I have an intro screen yet again. Yeah, I worked on this. Didn't take too long, but I worked on it. And I have a screen of what we're going to talk about. It is a bench update for 10/1 of October 1st. I have a new camera set up. I have a cool TTL data book. I have a Powerbank I want to talk about, and a couple other things. Let's first check out some of the new camera things I have. This is the overhead camera, and then I set this up on this is my Canon that I take pictures with. I was able to set it up, so I should be able to zoom in on a project here. Figure out how to get it. And then I should be able to zoom in there and get a nice crisp shot, so I can come over here and I can show you things on it, and then we get a better view. And then if you don't like, if it now it errored out. Look at that. So mini, I can get it mini. Can I get it non-big? It doesn't like non-big. Let's do it this way. Okay, so I can have it small like that in the corner, and it doesn't want to. Okay, well, this is Stream Deck and OBS is giving me a bunch of issues. And then in the addition to this, I have all my monitors and screens. And I can also get what's going on for the day up there. So I don't know why the Stream Deck is giving me so many issues, but we'll stay on this. That's the new camera setup. Hopefully it gets some good shots. I still have, does it still show me the webcam? I still have the webcam pointed in the corner to see the different monitors and stuff. I still have that, and it won't let me turn it off. So turn it off that way. So I still have the scopes and things, meters and things like that. But let's talk about this get a Hua power bank here. I got the data sheet that I wrote on it. I have the paper that okay. Anyways, it says it is 10,000 milliamp hours, and it's got an interesting set of statistics I pulled on it. I ran it dead flat, and I'll talk about what it gave me dead flat. But charging it with my USB charger here, it's 2.0, so it can fast charge. And it logs how long it takes to charge it, and it charged at 4.96 volts, and it hovered around 1.5 to 1.7 amps of constant, and it charged for about 7 hours for a total of 9,506 milliamp hours. So they're saying 10,000 milliamp hours, and it got 9,506. I might have said watt. It's milliamp hours. So it got 500 short of what it said. Now, here's the interesting thing. When you put a charge in here, the milliamp hours is basically, it's stored 9,500 at 3.7 volts. So it put in that much energy at 3.7 volts. Now, when you go to plug things in and discharge this battery pack, it is going to discharge it's going to step the voltage up to 5 volts, which is going to draw more than the 3.7 volts. So when I discharged it, I used my singlet electronic load, the SDL 1020XE, 200 watt DC electronic load from Singlet. I put I made a custom cable and everything, and I did, where is it at here? I pulled 1.25 amps, which is, typical load for this. It says 2.4, But in about 4 hours and 15 minutes, it shut itself off, and it only drew 5,381 milliamp hours. So half the capacity of what they claim the cell is at 5 volts, and that was at 5 volts. Now it has two ports that say 2.4 amps. So of course, I chucked in 2 loads, one on each port, like so. I chucked in 2 loads, and then I started at 750 milliamps on each load, and at about 1 amp on each load, it shut down. 1 amp from each port is about all you can draw, and even then the voltage started dropping off to about 4.3 volts. So, but if you just plug into one port, you can get 2.6 amps out of it. One port will give you 2.6 amps, but combining the ports, you get 2 amps, and then it starts shutting down. So that is that. I'm going to run some more tests on this. So the next bench update, I'm going to start doing these bench updates more often. So this next bench update, I'm going to discharge it from flat with the load again and see how much I get after fully charging it, and then I'm going to charge it up again and see if the data differs any. So that is the process of doing that today. You guys might want to see how I'm going to do that, so I will show you. It won't take me long. So I'm going to get the cable out here. So I made a custom cable. Let me bring you over here so you can see the electronic load. I got to work on a better system here. There's the electronic load right there. So I have this cable with spade terminals here that go to banana jacks right here. You go to these banana jacks, and then I made a custom cable that I'll show you right here. This is my custom cable I made. So this has a USB port on one end, and then on the other end of this it has a 5mm jack, and then it plugs into a 5mm jack that goes to a set of banana clips. But I just recently received this right here that I can plug some wires in, so I'm going to make a set of wires that go from this to my banana jacks, and then I can just eliminate some of this wiring. But basically I just plug in my banana jacks right here. I'm just gonna plug them in like that. They click in. I like these. First I didn't like it because it didn't feel decisive, but they do click. Then I'm going to plug in my power bank here, and I'm going to turn on my load. And this time I'm going to draw 1.5 amps. I'm not going to draw the 1.25. I'm going to draw the full 1.5 in case you have an iPhone or whatnot. So I'm going to set my current to 1.5. Enter. So my current is set to 1.5, and current stop on. No, I don't want to stop it. Voltage stop. No, that's not what I want. I want to stop it when it drops its current down to under 2.5 amps. Not milliamp hours. I'm going to stop it at the amperage. Okay. I guess that's not a feature of this. I might have to go into a different setting here. Let me go to constant current. Current here, 1.5, enter. Slew, and then we want to go to there's settings on here that I can go to where I can get time. Shift dynamic mode constant 5 amps 36 volts A level. No, I can't have it cut off there either. Might have to use a sense thing, but let's go back into auxiliary and let's go to shift auxiliary. Let's just go to battery and let's do the 1.5 amps constant current, and we won't do the okay, so I'll just keep an eye on it. So we have it set for that, and we are going to turn it on, and it is going to see it at 1.5 amps. It drops down to 4.2 volts, which is strange. But it says, it can draw 2.4 amps out of each port. So I don't know if I'm getting like a loss on the thing. It's climbing back up a little bit. But that is going to discharge there, and it's going to give me a time on the discharge. Now I'm going to try to turn that off. Nope, it errored out on me again, so I'm going to turn that off. And now we're going to talk about my book here. Move that camera back. This is a new book I got. Let's back this out here, and let's turn that off. This is a book, I'm working with TTL stuff, and I go on the internet and I print a lot of data sheets for the TTL chips that I work with, and it was getting insane. I got a huge binder, and it doesn't have everything in there. I was just printing the pinouts and things like that. And then I found this at a secondhand store online. This book's from 1976, but it's a second edition of a book it's the second printing that was in 96. But it basically has all the TTL chips in here. Like your, let's check this out here. So if you go into the front here, it's got an alphanumeric, then it's got a function and section. So you have all your chips here. Where's your LS is all over here, like LS27. So there's our all our chips. You get an electrical page, pen assignment page. So here's all the chips that are in here. All you got to do is find your chip number. It's in numerical order. And then here is a set of functions. This is your SSI functions. This has got your NAND gates and inverters, some dual JK flip-flops. Then you got your MIS, LIS functions. It's your adders and your clock generators, microprocessor controllers. And then it starts talking about function index, so you can look at your gates here, see what their propagation delay is, and then it tell you what chip you need. So it's crazy. All the stuff, you say, hey, I need a 3 to 8 line decoder totem po outlet. Okay, well that's an LS138 or an or 50. There's a 54, but they have the 74s too. The 54 and 74 are the same. This talks about the 54s, the military grade chips, because like I said, this book was secondhand. So here's TTL interchangeability guide. So if you got one chip and you need a different chip, what can all the different chip manufacturers from back in the day. I called the book vintage, and my wife was didn't say it was vintage because she was born in 73 and the book is 76. So I guess old school would be the book term. And then we got some glossary of terms, explaining things, explanation of function tables. It's really a fantastic book. And then, it talks about what I'm interested in, the LS series. And then it has, let's see if I can get it to an actual chip. Here is a 8-bit chip register. It's got the pinouts, it's got the chip package, it's got the logic diagram, and then it comes in, you got your waveforms. That's a little washed out. That's weird. There you go, guys. Sorry about that. Actually, it might be a little washed out. Okay, so you got, bukus of information here, and then now I don't have to collect data sheets. I just find my data sheet in here. So I found some of these books on like Amazon and stuff, and they were going like $200-300. But I found this at Thrift Books, $7. So it's got the semi-hardcover. It's in great condition. They said they listed it in good condition, but I think it's in excellent condition. I think this could, a little damage on the corner, but I think this is considered excellent condition. I don't know, it's not a collector's item, but, my wife made an interesting point. Is the data even good? Well, for the LS series chips I used, the data is exactly what the data needs to be. If I got like the new CMOS book, it wouldn't be any good to me because I don't have that many CMOS chips. But, I have an entire LS series of chips plus some additional chips and things like that. So, for me, it's going to be perfect. I don't have to print out data sheets anymore. I have a quick reference book that is going to work out just dandy. So, just interesting note that Yahuwah is now at 4.4 volts. So, yeah, 4.4 volts at 1.5 amps. So, doesn't appear to be getting warm after 7 minutes, 6.5 minutes. So, alright, and what was next on the list? Okay, so we did the camera setup. Get a Powerbank. I got this servo controller for the Mojo. I'm going to be doing a Mojo video coming up here. My first video of me programming it should be coming out after this one, along with a logic video. And then I built this little calculator kit here. And it's not going to turn on. Hold on. Okay, fantastic. So the battery's already dead. Okay, well, this was a calculator kit that you buy for $3 or $4 on eBay, and it was great. It all went together. But as I was putting it together, if you notice, let's zoom in here and see if I can't lighten that image here so you can see what I'm talking about. Actually, let's do the DLSR on the big one. Let's check this out here. Let's see if that can do it. Okay, well, I need more lighting. That's the thing. But as you can see, you have these two pins here. They're the decimal point pins, and they were not supplied on the chip. On the actual LCD displays, they didn't have the pin even in the socket, and that and if you look at the circuitry, it's not even hooked up, so the decimal point didn't even work, and like I said, the battery's dead. And it did have an auto shut off feature. It was a brand new battery, so that's an epic fail. So I also had an epic fail on a, yeah, that's gonna glitch out. Let me go back to the main camera here. I also had an epic fail on this Christmas tree that I was making for a possible Christmas present. I mounted the LEDs like this. They're supposed to be pulled off to the side, so I'm going to desolder them all and add purple LEDs, because that's what I have in that size, or maybe a larger colored LEDs or different colors, I'm not sure. So I have to desolder all those. That might be today's project while my son's in school. And then I also have a giant clock kit that I may have talked about in the last video. Oh, also, I have this here that's coming up. This is an Arduino to get you, this is a little board here to get you learning on the Arduino, and it's got 3 buttons, a potentiometer, a buzzer, a 4-segment display, decimal points hooked up on this, and it's got some LEDs and some breakout spots. But I traced all the points here, and I'm writing a program for Arduino. The video for this should be coming out soon about me, you know, pointing out where everything is. You get these on Amazon for $5 or $6, but they're great things to learn how to do different things. And it's going to come in when we do the traffic lights. I'm going to reference, you know, something like this to demonstrate how the coding can work in each of the segments. I thought this was a good idea. I found this in my stash of Arduino stuff. Someone sent it to me a while back, and I never got around to using it, but it's going to come in useful now. So that's going to do it, guys. I don't know if it's going to let me switch to the links. It did let me switch to the links. Look at that. Social media and stuff like that. Patreon if you want to help support the channel. But that's going to do it for this video, guys. Thank you so much, and have a fantastic day.